Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Danielle.
And I'm Stephanie.
And together we co-founded Fife Free Cleaning.
Yep. So if you were following the channel for a while, this is the final video in the series of the big house project that we've been doing that we did promise you guys a while ago. There's been a lot happened since then, so we will get into that in a little while. But just before we do, I have something that I need to read out to you guys. I am reading from a script for this section and you'll see why. So, hi everyone, I'm sharing a link to a university research study that I am carrying out as part of my psychology degree. It's about people's general experiences of watching cleaning videos. If you are over 18 and you watch this kind of content regularly, you're invited to take part. It's completely anonymous, totally voluntary, and takes around 15 minutes. You'll find the link in the description where you can read the full information sheet before deciding. I would also just like to make clear that this channel is not affiliated with or endorsed by the university. End of script. There was also a QR code that I posted on screen for anybody watching this on a TV. If you scan that, it will also take you to the study. And I do ask that if you do take part, please don't comment anything about the study in the comment section. I can't personally answer any questions. It has to go through my supervisor, and we don't want to create any bias by people mentioning what the study's about, kind of thing. So back to this video, this house that we did, which basically broke this channel. This was
I wouldn't say broke us. I think that was a bit harsh.
Do you know what? You left after this.
But it was more than just this. It was just getting too much. But I think we took on more than we thought we could handle. We thought we were like, yes, we've got this.
That's because Clean with B and Ari Katerina and Clean with Barbie, they make it look so easy.
But they also have teams of people that do all the other stuff that we were also doing.
Barbie does everything solo.
The editing, the social media.
I assume so. That could be wrong.
Yep, but assumptions are usually wrong.
Okay. Well, anyway, we definitely bit off more than we could chew. Mm-hmm. But we did make a huge difference. The photos that you guys are seeing right now, you've seen all these photos before. What I've done is gone room by room, showed you kind of where we started and then where we got to in terms of showing you guys the footage and the videos. So it is photos you've seen before. The main reason that this video has taken us so long to get out is because we have never been able to get back into the property to show you the final result. And I understand that means a lot of people are probably going to click off this video right now.
But disappointed there's not an end result and everything like that. We were really, really hoping we would get that for you. But things happen. Things get in the way. Breakdown in communication and everything. And we are just as disappointed as you guys are probably.
Yeah, more so. We are more so disappointed. But I did get a few clips of footage where you see the flooring being fitted, some of the painting being done, furniture being built. So you can kind of see that all of that did happen. Unfortunately, we just didn't get to show the final result. The thing I'm most gutted about is that I did so much work in that living room with the decluttering the toys and reorganizing and making it a much more livable and happy place for those children, and there is like no footage at all of that. We mentioned in the live on my channel, if you guys watched that the main reason that we didn't get the footage and the final pictures while we were there is because when we first started going into this house, the mum would take the children out of the house for us to do the work, but about halfway through the project, would you say, that just kind of stopped happening. I think she wasn't expecting as many visits as we were doing because we can only work for a few hours at a time.
So see if we were able to do it like 7 consecutive days, that would have worked out a lot better for everybody involved. But it was the fact that we were only able to give like 1 day a week, so we were going back and it was like over 7 weeks. And it was just seeming like we weren't getting as far as we wanted to actually get, or as far as we knew we probably could have got if we were doing it day after day.
Yeah, and then those 7 weeks also weren't consecutive because in the middle of that it was the school holidays, so we struggled to get there, she struggled to get out of the house, all of that, and there was just so much going on as well, like in our personal lives. And I agree, when we did this project, if we had been able to do it all at once,
I mean, we kind of took it on as school holidays were coming up, and stuff like that. And I feel like if it was the same project, different circumstances, different time of year, I think it would be a totally different outcome for all of us.
Yeah. But yeah, the main reason that we haven't gotten the final pictures is due to the breakdown in communication. Yeah. We don't currently know how the mum is, what's happening with the children, or anything like that, really.
No.
I wouldn't say she ghosted us. I feel like we got to the point where we were like, okay, this has to be the last visit that we can manage, because after everything that we did together, I was still going to the house. Me and the mum were going through all the clothing that we'd gotten laundered and going through that and doing a lot, like obviously off camera and working with her. And it just got to a point where, for my own mental and physical health, and because I wasn't managing to help anybody else in that time, I just had to say, look, this is going to be the last visit. Yeah. And pretty much after that, I don't know if she maybe felt a bit abandoned by us.
I think that probably is the feeling she probably would have had, like a bit of like, oh, well, where's my support now? Which can be overwhelming when you're getting so much support. To then go into no support, it can be such a daunting thing. It can actually make your mental health worse. And that's why, do you know what I mean? Sometimes these people really could do with ongoing support. But it's just not there for people.
And honestly, that isn't our job as much as we would like it to be. That is just not within our own mental capacities to do that. I already struggle enough as it is to not make friends with everybody that we clean for. And I have failed on that on a couple of occasions. I now have friends in my regular circle. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just phone Danielle and be like, okay, we're doing this. Also, I invited this person because we're friends now.
Yeah. Or we're going to lunch and this person's coming. I'm like, right, okay.
And so I really have to be better at setting those boundaries, especially because if you have been watching us forever, you'll know that in our last update, I am actually still doing these free cleans myself. I'm just doing them at a much slower pace because, well, apparently Danielle was doing all the heavy lifting.
Or some people say.
But no, just for health reasons and stuff, I can only do like a couple of hours at a time. So most of the time now when I'm going to houses, I am going in multiple days over a couple of weeks into one house to just try and get to the same level of doing the work of two people. It's so much harder by myself because you're not there to be like, you can do this, like push on. Like when you hit that kind of barrier, we kind of had each other's backs on that part, but now that I'm just doing it on my own, it is a lot more slow going.
Or like it seemed like, say if one of us was just having a day where we were like, oh, I really don't want to do this. It'd be like the same day that the other person was like, yeah, I want to do this. I've got this. And we seemed to almost take it in turns with like how we were feeling.
And sometimes it'd be like, oh, I'm not feeling great today. And then the other one would be like, no, it's my turn. I'm not feeling great today. You have to carry us. And then it's like, okay, yeah, it's so much easier to like have that energy when you're doing it for your friend who's also cleaning with you. But Danielle has said that she can maybe join me on a couple of cleans if they're in our local town, because she does have to remain local for her children. So that could be a thing.
Just for the one child.
Yeah. So that might be something that you guys see. Obviously, we did say we weren't going to be posting anymore after we posted the last few videos, which that never happened. We do still have a couple of videos that we've still never posted.
It was never one of those like, this is us done and it's not going to be something that there wasn't a chance of revisiting as well, though. Mm-hmm. Do you mean I kind of always was like, if it gets to that point, I feel like we could totally come back to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I do miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Well, so hopefully we will have the occasional video put out for you guys. But we make no promises. And if you do want to continue seeing transformations, albeit not as drastic transformations, then head to my channel.
We make no promises, but keep coming back. You never know what could be there.
Exactly. So what's been happening in this video so far is this was the start of us painting, and Danielle is very good at painting and I am very bad at painting.
I don't even say you're bad. I thought you did pretty well.
I dislike it so much.
You don't like painting. I like painting.
I like the result of painting. I love interior design, picking colours, like planning things, and then the end result is what I like. I don't like the actual painting.
I like painting.
So I was painting very, very slowly, small, like detailed bits, and Danielle was just like, boom, whole wall done. As you can see, I'm
just like kind of like whack it on and see how it goes.
Yeah. Also, we didn't choose the paint colours. I don't think, did we? Did we choose the paint colours? She wanted a kind of neutrally colour.
I think so.
So basically, what did happen in this house? We painted the hall, we painted the children's bedroom, like both of the children's bedroom, and we did have the paint for the mum's bedroom, and there was leftover paint for the bathroom. The main focus of this house did end up being the 3 bedrooms, the hall and the stairs. We didn't really do any like refurnishing. Well, we did refurnishing. We didn't do painting or flooring in the kitchen and the living room. The main focus and concern for social services was the bedrooms, and they were all completely revamped.
Flooring, painting, furniture, everything kind of got done for them.
Yeah. And at the end of this video, if you do stick around, I have broken down all of the expenses, so you can see exactly where your money went. For everybody that donated, we are eternally grateful. Even though this project was not everything that we hoped it would be, what was done was only possible because of you guys. One of the things that we did mention in the live, which was probably one of the most disappointing things for me, was the lack of community action.
Yeah.
So a lot of people came forward and said they wanted to help with this, like local businesses and things. But then when it actually came to, you know, penning that in, absolutely everybody let us down, apart from like the person, well, your friends here who helped. And then the company that did actually fit the flooring, which was Paul Reed's Carpet and Flooring. You'll actually get to hear... Is that his name? Did I get that right?
I have no idea.
You just looked at me really
I looked
funny.
at you because you looked at me and I'm like, you expect me to remember?
So you will get to hear a little bit from Paul because there's a little snippet in the video, so I'll need to make sure I don't talk over that. This was the teenage boys' room. The walls haven't been painted yet. You don't unfortunately get to see the walls being painted, but you do get to see it fully floored and furnished.
And that was the great Robbie and Jack that came to help and helped move furniture, and they were great help. So whoop whoop to my friends.
Yep. And Stevie, you'll get to see her in a little while. I think you did see her vacuuming a little while ago. By the way, it took them this entire day to build this furniture. Like I feel like you could have knocked this out in an hour. Like, I don't know what they've struggled with here. No idea. I kept coming back to get like glimpses, and then they would know
going in and being like, I feel like I should be doing that, and I'm like, don't take over, don't control it, just let the men be men, don't do it. But I love flat pack furniture.
So this is all of the furniture in the boys' room. He got a brand new bed, he got a new computer chair, it was all rearranged, and then he chose to have his room painted in black and white, which we did. Well, I say we, I did not do that. It was Danielle and
another friend called Liam.
Liam, that's the one. Danielle broke a glass here, so again, she was breaking things every time we visited this house. And Stevie was tackling the spider cobwebs because we were all too scared to.
Yeah, and Stevie just gets right in about the spider.
Although she did say, and I was going to keep it in, but by the time I sped it up, I couldn't find it. But she was like, if a spider falls on me, it's game over. So she was pretty much the same. This is the thing that looks like a toilet brush. Anyway, so she, on this day, there was about 6 of us in here getting everything done. Like as much as we could, because the way that we got the flooring fitted was they were doing one room at a time and we had to move things from room to room and we needed like muscle. And then Stevie came along and she got all those dishes done that we never got to, as well as cleaning the windows in the kitchen and the living room. And then she helped with building the furniture. I was building a lot of the furniture as well because we got a lot of... So everybody got new beds. We got 2 new bunk beds, the teenage boys' bed, the mum got a new bed. And then there was a lot of storage units bought because the ones that they had to be mostly replaced.
I actually don't feel like I did a lot these days. I think I was more like supervising.
Yeah.
Just going around and like telling people kind of stuff to do and watching and making sure everyone was doing.
That is just as much of an important job.
But yeah, I don't feel like I actually did much on this day.
As well, though, was the family not also here and you were kind of on, like, keep the children away from the workers' duty, as well as I was, supporting the mum?
Yeah, emotional, mental support.
Yeah. And then, as well as building furniture, I was the camera woman, which is why the camera moves so much, because I'm not a very good camera woman. And director as well, kind of.
Yeah, we took, like, the higher roles. That's what we're meant to do. We're the co-founders.
Yeah, volunteer coordinators. That's what we were doing. I thought I sped this up a little bit more than I did, but it was very satisfying to watch. I was just kind of... I was like the cheerleader over here, being like, you got this, whoop, whoop.
Clean those webs.
Although, like, Stevie, she really wanted to get up there to do the window. Like, she was so excited to do it because she knew it was going to be so satisfying, because she doesn't normally join us on clean, so she doesn't get to do the wipes, but she hears us talking about it all the time, and she was just like, I need to do the wipes. Yeah. So she was very excited for that. So I've got a frog in my throat.
I think that's what I missed the most, to be honest. The wipes.
Not working with me, just the wipes.
Oh, well, yeah, the wipes. Working with you was just an added bonus.
Okay, well, Danielle, since you normally get to it first, what was your favourite part of this journey? This whole house project?
Wow, that's actually really challenging. My favourite part was probably getting the older child's room done. Cool. I don't know why, but I just thought, I don't know.
I feel like that was the most complete result, because once we were finished everything we could do, the mum's room was left unpainted. Although she did have somebody paint that for her, we just had the paint there available. But it was also still needing a lot of decluttering done.
Yeah.
And there was still furniture in there that needed to be removed that she wasn't ready to let go of. And then the child's room was pretty, like the younger children, that was pretty much done. But all that laundry that we got done was kind of put all back in that room, and we were gradually going through it. So I think the older son's room was the only room that we really got to see, like, our efforts shown
off. I think also, like, as it's getting done here right now, like the carpet going down the hall, like, see when you opened that door and your first impression wasn't like the stairs and, do you know what I mean, the walls being all mucky and dirty. I feel like first impressions are really important. So I think that I really like that as well about this.
Yeah, it did make such a big difference having that carpet there. And then we got a unit for the top of the stairs that the shoes and things could go in. And then obviously before all the painting, all the walls and skirting boards and frames, everything was cleaned as well.
What was the most challenging part of this journey?
The mental exhaustion of, like, working with the family. She was a lovely lady, but she had a lot of struggles, and it was very emotionally draining.
It's clear to see that there was a massive need of support there, and she wasn't getting it from anywhere. And that, I think that made it even harder, because you're like, you can see what needs to be done and the help and support that needs to be there, and it's not there, and that's just upsetting, especially when you want to do something about it but you don't have the means.
Yeah, so I think that was the most difficult thing. And then obviously the most disappointing part was not getting the final result.
Yeah,
because I mean that's what everybody's here for, and they don't get to see it, and that really upsets me.
I also found it really upsetting that some of the days we cleaned were some of the hottest days of that summer, and I felt like I was missing the sunshine to clean the house. Oh
yeah, I forgot we did this in the height of summer. It was so hot.
I'm like, I could be sunbathing right now, guys.
But you were doing something more worthwhile. I think after this part of the video, this is where we get to hear from Paul, and so we will be pausing the voiceover so that you guys can hear him, and you could go and drop his Facebook page a like. I think he has a Facebook page. You can go and find him. If I can, I'll link him in the description. Even if you're not local to us, go and show your support, because the work that they did, obviously it wasn't free, but it was discounted, and
heavily,
and the conditions that they were working in as well were really,
and they were actually really good. They worked like around us and with us, and understood the
family's needs. So we definitely recommend that company. We would use them again in a heartbeat, and go show them some love, guys.
But come back, because we'll jump in after him.
Oh yeah. After we watch this very satisfying window clean.
She likes a window clean, doesn't she?
Yeah. I think because at this point, like, the windows were the dirtiest thing, because we'd already kind of given everything else a once over. And that was just a glimpse into the mum's room.
And here's Paul.
Hello. About 2 weeks, but we're working already.
And what's your business called?
Paul Weed Carpets and Flooring.
Okay.
So we're selling our own stuff, all kinds of flooring, carpets, vinyls, laminate, LVT.
All local?
Everything. I've got a warehouse in Glenrothes. We usually bring our stuff into customers for to save any hassle. and cost less.
And that's us back. Obviously, you've heard about Paul. We've said go and support, go and share. He was so lovely. And now we're just cleaning some cobwebs.
And you were really excited to do this, and then it was so disappointing because it didn't work the way you wanted it to work.
Really didn't, but I did get away with the cobwebs that I needed to get away.
Oh yeah, it was effective. It just wasn't as smooth. And then the last bit of the footage that we got was just us building the beds, which I have sped up. It just doesn't look like it because we work so slowly. This was my favourite bit on this day. I do quite like building a bed. And actually, I like these beds so much that I then bought my children the exact same bed. With my money, just to clarify. There was another thing that we bought in this house that I really liked and then went and bought for myself, but I can't remember what it was.
What was it? No.
I don't know. What was it?
I don't know. Was it the boxes for the Kalex unit?
Oh, it might have been. I downgraded my boxes. Oh, yeah, because I bought the exact same one, pretty much. What I really wish that we had photos of, like I mentioned before, was the living room, because there is I don't know if it's 5x5 or 4x4 cube in the living room now, with labels on all the cubes, and all the toys are in that unit.
It was a 4x4.
4x4. Yeah. Okay. And all the toys were in that unit with labels, and there was so much space for the children to play. It
was definitely a lot clearer. It made such a difference as well.
Yeah, that was probably my favourite part of the transformation, was that part, which is kind of counterintuitive since the bedrooms had such a bigger transformation. Anyway, so this room used to be the mum's room. Flick back to the photos at the beginning if you need a reminder on what it looked like. And then we did paint this room. Was it the same colour as what's in the hall? Because they wanted a really neutral room.
I think it was the same colour, yeah.
Yep, and then the paint for the mum's room is like a lilac, because she really wanted purple, because she's a lover of Stitch. Which doesn't make sense, actually, because Stitch is blue. Angel? Is she... Wait, she's pink, isn't she? Who knows?
I think she's pink and purple, is she not?
Okay, well, the purple will complement Stitch very nicely.
Yeah. Purple with the blue.
Yeah, so while we were doing this, I think you were cleaning walls and stuff ready for painting. That's what you were kind of doing at this point. You trying not to yawn. Yeah. Also, Danielle tried to get me to keep this in, but I was like, no, I'm not going to keep it in. So just before Paul was speaking, I had slowed down the footage of me walking through the rooms to kind of, because I did it too quickly so you could see what was done. And because of that, it slowed my voice down. So when I walked into the room just before introducing Paul, I had said, I was trying to catch you as like doing the flooring, but you are too quick. But the way that my voice changed, it was
she sounded
so
like
deep.
She was a person with a very deep voice.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if I ever have to do a ransom note, I know what to do to my voice. Slow it down. Because I sounded like a totally different person. It was hilarious. This bed was actually a little bit frustrating because I put something on the wrong way round and then I had to redo it all.
It was really frustrating that we had to do it like flooring first and then painting. It was a little bit backwards the way we had to do everything. But that's just kind of how it worked out. But yeah, it made it very frustrating. But I don't think we actually got any spillage or any paint on the floors.
I think under one of the bunk beds, there was like a small paint footprint.
Oh, okay, well.
But that was it.
Well, we tried.
And you can't tell because it was under a bed anyway. But yeah, no, we did pretty well. So we went with the vinyl because...
easier to clean.
Yeah. Basically easier to clean rather than the carpet, and we couldn't really do laminate because it's like an apartment, so you're not really allowed to do laminate here. There's like rules and tenancy agreements and things. So yeah, and we had a problem with the mum's bed actually because it didn't arrive in like
one
together
part,
and we were missing a box or two, and then oh my god, I forgot that a whole order of furniture went missing.
Oh yeah,
and we were
find it. It was an absolute nightmare for days.
Yes, we were stressing out, but luckily it did turn up. It had been taken in by somebody.
A neighbour, because it was really bad weather when it was delivered and it was left outside. And a neighbour took it in, but didn't obviously mention, or the next day it was about a decent, maybe a week or something before.
Yeah, so in that time we were like freaking out because there was nothing they could do because they had proof of delivery, but we were like, well, we didn't get it though. Yeah. But it all worked out in the end. They all have nice new beds and mattresses, somewhere to sleep, somewhere to store the stuff. Yeah. So anyway, Thank you all so much for joining us on this journey. We are truly sorry that this didn't work out the way that we wanted it to and the way that you guys wanted it to. But we are so thankful that you were here with us for this.
So till next time.
Bye.